This video is sponsored by Factor. Life has been known to get pretty busy between school or work, running errands, trying to fit in a workout. Oftentimes, the last thing you have the energy to do is cook. Factor can save you from the fate of being too tired to make a nourishing meal happen. Just 2 minutes in the microwave and you're done. It's that simple. Factor really does help me stay on track with my wellness goals without giving into a last-minute cheat meal. Factor just introduced their healthiest menu yet. They've doubled the size of their menu, 80 plus rotating weekly meals now. That means twice the protein options and double the seafood, with new favorites like salmon, shrimp, and barramundi, all included at no extra cost. They've also added more Mediterranean and Asian-inspired dishes, so eating clean actually feels exciting. Everything is made with real, wholesome ingredients. No refined seed oils, no refined sugars, just real food. You can support your gut health with fiber-rich meals. It's such an easy way to stay fueled and feel good. My current favorite is their loaded bacon shredded chicken with sauteed spinach, green beans, and ranch sour cream. It's a perfect post-workout meal, plenty of protein. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code GoodnightMoonFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code GoodnightMoonFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box and free breakfast for a full year. Good evening. I am Special Agent Dana Scully with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Thank you for making yourself available tonight. For the record, this interview is being monitored and recorded by the Bureau. Our goal is simply to clarify the details of your observation. They're listening. Answer carefully. I'll help you. Make note. Start of the record. Can I get you anything to help make you more comfortable at this time? A glass of water, a cup of coffee. All right. In that case, let's begin. I have your case file here. You reported unusual lights over the North Ridge at approximately 0213 hours, October 21st. Would you describe the movement of those lights as erratic? Thank you. The Bureau appreciates your cooperation. For the record, the witness reports an ear motion consistent with atmospheric reflection. I'd like you to take a look at an image for me. This image was captured by another observer 10 miles away from your location. 3 distinct light points here, here, and here. Can you confirm that this pattern matches what you saw that night? Thank you. Note that for the record. The Bureau classifies this type of display as plasma reflection phenomena. Essentially, light interacting with particulates in the upper atmosphere, ice, dust, magnetic charge from nearby storms. Sometimes aircraft lights can scatter that way, especially in thin air. We've run the models. There's no atmospheric data that fits what you described. Those lights weren't diffused. They were aligned. Fixed distance, consistent interval. They weren't drifting with the wind. They were moving with intent. Not weather. Communication. They have upgraded the surveillance in this room. Every microphone is routed through a live spectral filter. It flags standard human speech frequencies, but ignores anything that looks too low, like ambient room noise, the shuffle of papers. They can't pick up whispers. There's too much interference to distinguish. Thanks to the electromagnetic oscillation created by faulty grounding in the building's surveillance grid. It's an interference pattern. An echo between the bears and the water. An echo between the bears and water. And the power transformers beneath the complex. You also mentioned a brief power fluctuation in your vehicle. That detail is useful for our meteorological analysis. Did you notice any audible sound at the time of that power fluctuation? Perhaps a hum or vibration? Perfect. Thank you. That tells us the environment was not a contributing factor. Sometimes people think they hear something that isn't really there, or just isn't what they think. Machinery, plumbing, even your own pulse. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I suspect exposure to non-terrestrial frequency. Stay calm. It can ionize the skin surface. Microscopic burns. Invisible to the eye, but traceable under ultraviolet light. Let's clarify the visual characteristics of your observation. When you first noticed the lights, what color would you ascribe? White, amber, bluish green? Most natural phenomena remain a single hue. Only reflective aircraft lights or plasma flares seem to change under turbulence. If they change to color in sequence, specifically red to green to white, it means they were scanning you. Blink twice if that's what you saw. Good. Those details align with known refraction effects during high altitude electrical storms. For the official report, the witness observed uneven green tone consistent with atmospheric diffraction. Before the lights appeared, did you notice any odor? Ozone, metallic, perhaps burnt insulation? If you smelled sharp ozone, it means the craft was close. Blink twice if you smelled sharp ozone in the air. A metallic odor. You'd be surprised how often that particular scent shows up in storm data. Sometimes it's just static discharge, possibly ionized air trapped above a thermal layer, correlated pressure drop. We'll note that. Localized atmospheric anomaly. Surface readings showed trace ions consistent with lightning precursors. Barometric fluctuation negligible. Viable under weather activity. But storms don't leave metal in the air. I'll have to examine you for particulate later. This frame was captured via security camera 2 minutes before your timestamp. Note the slight curvature here, how it arcs instead of staying level, with 3 distinct light points observable. Would you agree? When lights appear to curve like this, it can be lens distortion. The camera sensor can exaggerate the path, especially when the object is moving at high velocity. Can be shutter lag, a simple exposure artifact. Officially, this is categorized as a plasma arc. It's a convenient label for anything luminous that moves too quickly to track. Helps the analysts keep reports tidy. Curved path means controlled flight. The Bureau calls it plasma arc to hide classification. Plasma arcs are often caused by magnetic field interference, ball lightning, can even be power line surges refracting through mist. Nothing unusual. Would you estimate the distance at a mile, less, greater?
Uncertainty keeps them from labeling you unstable. Use that word often.
I see. Witness estimates distance uncertain. Now let's talk about motion. You described hovering, followed by instantaneous acceleration. Can you show me with your hands how far in your sight line it moved before vanishing? That kind of visual jump can happen when the observer blinks during a flash event, or when cloud cover refracts light unevenly. I'll log that as optical displacement due to perspective.
That jump distance matches recovered radar gaps over Montana. Not random.
Now, duration. From first light to final disappearance. Was it less than a minute? 2? About a minute. Official note and duration. Approximately 1 minute. No secondary witnesses confirmed.
63 seconds. Exactly. Week after week isn't weather. It's a transmission window. That's the time it takes for a data cycle to complete. One full loop. From orbit to ground. From them to us. Every 63 seconds they pulse a carrier wave across the upper atmosphere. No distortion, that's why you felt it before you saw it. When it passes through you, it doesn't hurt, right? Your nervous system adjusts for a second. That's what causes the vertigo, the ringing. They're not trying to harm you, just read you. They send out the frequency, wait for a biological echo, then pull it back like sonar. The human body carries the return signal better than metal. Mulder thought it was random until we tracked the timestamps. Every contact case in the last 6 months, same 63-second rhythm. Different coordinates, but the same pulse width. When you feel that hum again, don't speak. Don't move. Just breathe slowly, let it pass through. They can only map you when you react.
Duration locked. Atmospheric. Classified as transient anomaly. That concludes the atmospheric portion. Next, we'll proceed to physiological effects, vision, skin equilibrium. I'm going to conduct a brief physiological and neurological exam. It's routine. The Bureau requires it for witnesses reporting anomalous activity. I'll just have to make some quick notations and observations.
I'm scanning for frequency traces. If you don't mind, I'll take your temperature here by pressing the thermometer against your temple until we receive an accurate reading. Good.
And now, please look straight ahead at my nose and ignore the light as I move it. Just keep your eyes on my nose. Don't look at the light. Good. Now, follow the light.
Pupillary response equal reactive. Eyes remain responsive. Slight
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here at the top. Your scalp. The crown of the head. Behind the ear. Interesting. I am seeing some strange granular deposits. The scalp. I need to collect that for testing. Just grabbing a little sample. Seeing trace collecting these trace particulates I'm finding along your temple.
No stiffness in the musculature, no tremor, reflexes unprovoked, consistent with transient atmospheric exposure, nothing persistent. No surface anomalies or chemical irritants detected. Witness presents with normal temperature and coloration. All findings within acceptable limits. No signs of trauma, disorientation, or chemical influence.
Here's what you need to do. Wash yourself thoroughly tonight using cold water. Pulls the particles down instead of driving them in. Then salt, just table salt. Rub it between your palms. To rub it in, breaks the static bond. Don't use soap until after. The surfactants spread the residue, making it harder to lift. Got it? Cold water, salt, rinse. Don't dry with fabric, let it air dry off. The trace might keep humming on your skin for a day or two. It's them scanning for resonance echoes. You have to ignore it. The more attention you give it, the stronger the return being to let them find you. Keep the clothes you wore separate. Don't burn them, it releases the metal back into the air. Seal them in plastic. They'll stop tracking once the trace degrades. 2, maybe 3 days.
Have you experienced any ringing in your ears? Any dizziness? Any sense of presence nearby when alone?
Presence, meaning an unseen observer. If you've felt watched, it's likely accurate.
Sometimes stress after a strange encounter creates what psychologists call projection sensations. That means it can feel like someone's nearby, even when you're all alone. It's simply your brain's self-protective mechanisms kicking into overdrive. You're doing very well. Thank you for your cooperation. That completes the medical evaluation. We'll move on now to your evidence. It appears to be a metallic-based composite, partial circuitry, heat damaged. Composition appears artificial. Testing will determine source and age. Composition pending analysis by our materials lab.
This isn't Earth-made. I've seen the same material in Mulder's recovered implant.
Entry sample A. Evidence tab 117B. Where exactly did you obtain this sample?
It's on file. They'll accept it.
Understood. Northern Ridge test range. And mark the origin as pending verification. Item 2. Your spectral data printout. The frequency range spikes periodically. The frequency range ends at
Below audible range, subsonic.
likely from environmental recording error common in seismic interference.
It matches the abduction signal logged before Mulder vanished. It's not random noise. These peaks, they mean something. We can follow.
For all records, I'll note signal consistent with standard seismic interference. Logging as unverified geographic anomaly. Evidence catalog complete. Items secured for analysis. Our acoustics department will cross-reference your findings with geological patterns.
Environmental interference means extraterrestrial reply. They know we're listening.
Let's move on to that coordinate sheet you mentioned. I have a copy here.
Latitude 17 degrees north. Longitude 147 west. Arctic shelf.
For the Bureau log, these coordinates will be forwarded to satellite imaging for weather comparison.
supposedly abandoned, but looks like it's active again. See that halo here? Camera artifact, officially, but if you overlay with this grid, it aligns perfectly with prior colony signal triangulations. Every time that site lights up, somebody disappears. Last time, Mulder. Don't worry, I copied Mulder's files before they erased them. The signal you found, same pattern, same pulse length. He knew it came from inside the bureau. Don't trust Skinner's clearance. If they ask, you told me nothing useful. As the record will corroborate. You'll be safe.
A duplicate record will be archived for standard review. Before we wrap up, I want to thank you for your cooperation. The Bureau appreciates your commendable composure under stress. Thank you for your patience. For the Bureau record, interview concluded at 0304 hours. Updating clearance index. All collected materials to be classified under case file E117324. Removing redundant identifiers. No evidence of psychological instability or deliberate fabrication was found. Witness released without restriction. Case deemed inconclusive. Evidence to be sealed pending further instruction. This concludes all investigative activity related to the witness interview. End of transcription. Thank you for your cooperation. Allow me to get my papers in order before seeing you out.
Do not return home tonight.
Meet me at these coordinates in 1 hour.
I'll take you somewhere without wiring. Near running water. It scrambles the signal. Keep your phone off. Wash thoroughly. Remember the salt. In 2 or 3 days, you'll be safe. See you soon.
This way to the exit.